Off really fast and puts her legs up in the air and shakes them. And the woman said, okay, fine, sir. All right, come on, let's go. And I said, I have my own container. I brought my own container. They said it was all right. And so I brought my Casa que Pasa container. And I go walking with this woman, and we're walking through the hospital. And it's an actual hospital, and I'm following her down a hallway, and all of a sudden we come up to this door. And the door is just this wooden door, and it says men on it. And I'm kind of thinking, all right, so, this hospital has probably got some kind of room, some special room with pillows, maybe, or some curtains, beaded curtains, something where that I could be comfortable. But she brings me to a men's room. And I open the door to the men's room, and it really is just a men's room. There's a stall there with a toilet and a sink, and there's not even a window. And I look at her in disbelief, like, what do you think I am? I mean, I'm just going to go in this little medieval tile cell here. I'm going to sit on a toilet, and then I realized I knew what she was thinking. She was thinking, I know how men are. They can't wait to just kind of get their sperm out, and she's thinking that I'm probably like, my sperm are probably like some kind of bull, some kind of raging bull sitting at a rodeo, sweating and trying to get out of that pen, or maybe some kind of Nazi soldiers with those little penis helmets on, marching along, goose-stepping, going, today's egg, and tomorrow the world. That's what I thought she was thinking. And I said, no thanks. So I went out to my car and figured my car would be a safe place. And as I was walking out to my car, I thought, my sperm are mellow sperm. My sperm are happy sperm. My sperm are like kind of, how was your day kind of sperm. And I got into my car, and I tilted my seat back, and luckily it was raining, so my windows steamed up. And I instantly flashed on Pee Wee Herman, and I thought, oh my God, Pee Wee Herman, he was arrested in a movie theater, and it ruined his career. And then I realized that I didn't have a career, so I had really nothing to lose sitting in St. Joseph's Hospital parking lot masturbating. So I turned on the radio, and it's Prairie Home Companion, Garrison Keillor. I love it when I just turn it on then, and he's telling the news from Lake Wobegon. And for some reason, it's very calming for me. And so I lean back in my chair, and next thing I know, I'm sort of falling and listening, getting hypnotized by Garrison Keillor's voice about Lake Wobegon. And I'm getting relaxed, and soon I'm fantasizing about something. And the next thing I know, I'm realizing that, oh my God, I have to catch these sperm. And I look over, and I can't find my salsa container. And I reach over, and there's my salsa container underneath my coat over there. And I grab the salsa container, and then I go, oh no, my penis is going straight up, and the cup's over here. And so I hadn't thought this out at all. So I quick turn on my side, and my butt is kind of caught under the steering wheel, and deposit my little guys in that container. And for the first time, I look at them, and I realize that they're actually alive, that I'm a man and I'm producing something alive, even though it's basically a little microscopic tadpole. It's a fish. But it came from me. It's a live thing. So I gently put the cover on my container, and I remembered, oh my God, time sensitive. Oh, what did they say? I have to keep this warm. So I put it under my coat, and And I was thinking, time sensitive, time sensitive, time sensitive. So I start running, and I'm running, and I'm running, and I get to the hospital. I'm trying not to bounce too much. And I get up into the pregnancy center there, and there's about 10 people standing in line at the counter. And nobody told me what to do when I got there. And so I have my little guys safely under and I'm talking to them. And I'm saying everything's going to be all right. People are looking at me strange because this is before cell phones, before you could just stand and talk and it was okay. And I'm saying it's going to be, and then I realize, oh my God, this is time sensitive. And I start going, time sensitive. This is time sensitive. I have something time sensitive. And everyone turns around and people are protecting each other because they think I'm some crazy man. And I work my way to the front and I pull out my salsa container and I hand it to the woman at the counter and I said, this is a semen analysis, right? And she says, okay, thank you, sir. And I said, that's it? And she said, yeah, that's fine. The last name Kuzmic, K-U-Z-M-I-C-K. I said, yeah, that's right. It's written on top with a Sharpie. She said, okay. So I drove home and I was thinking, oh, God, thank God that's over. But I know that all my sperm are going to be fine, everything. And it's not me, certainly not me. It's going to be something going on with my wife. And I get home and the phone rings and it's the hospital and they're calling and they say, Mr. Cosmo? I say, yes. There's been a problem with your sperm sample. And I said, a problem? And she said, well, yes. You see, we can't use it because it's not in the proper container. And I said, well, they told me. She said, it's not labeled correctly, sir. And I said, you're kidding. I said, how many, come on, how many sperm samples do you do on Tuesday at St. Joseph's Hospital? She said, we do 2 today, sir. And I said, I'm the one in the Casa Que Pasa salsa container. That's me. I swear. Can I sign a paper? She said, no, sir, I'm sorry. You're going to have to come back next Tuesday. So I come back next Tuesday, and this time I'm ready. Everything goes fine. I go out to my car again. I know the whole drill. I come in, I have them under my coat. She gives me the right container. I make sure that it's got the right sticker on it. And sure enough, I have low motility, is what it's called. And a year later, I found myself in the birthing center at Mad River Hospital, the other side of town, with my wife who was giving birth. And I realized how special that was, that as a God, my father used to stand, he stood out in the waiting room and handed out cigars. And here I was, a part of this whole thing, this whole life journey. And my wife is sitting in this labor chair and she's squeezing my hand so hard and she's crying and it's 16 hours of labor and she's saying to me, make the pain stop. Please make the pain stop. And there's nothing I can do. And someone yells, the baby's crowning, the baby's crowning. And I quick look between my wife's legs and I see white. I see something white in there. It's white as white paper. And I say a prayer. I go, God, please don't let that be my child. It's white like white paper. There's something wrong. There's something dreadfully wrong. But sure enough, the women all around are happy. The midwife is happy. Everyone's crying. And they're going, he's crowning, the baby's crowning. And sure enough, out pops his head. And out pops a little more of the head. And out pops the whole head. And then out pops a whole shoulder. And then out pops this white baby covered in vernix with a cone head. And I think, oh my God, I had a cone head sperm. It really does have a cone head. And its nose is flattened to its face like this. And it looks like an Aztec mummy. And they clean off all the vernix. And the midwife says to me, Cos, here, well, first, take a look, see what you've got. And I said, we have a baby. And midwife said, no, see whether it's a girl or a boy. And I went, I forgot. There's that too. We got a baby and I get to see if it's a girl or a boy. So I go up to these little legs, and here's after staring between my wife's legs for hours. And next thing I know, I'm pulling these little kind of notched up little legs apart. And I slowly pull them apart, and I look. And I look. And I realize that we have a girl. We got a girl.